So I am so excited to talk to you today about something that's really close to my heart, but it also makes me feel so empowered and excited to bring this type of coaching into the world. This last 8 months, took a course that taught me a form of life coaching. It's energy coaching, and it was the Awaken program. I just graduated this last weekend, and I am so grateful to the program. I'm a totally different person now. I take that back. I am who I was and meant to be under all of the layers that I, over time, put on top of myself. So what got me into loving this type of coaching is last year I bought a coaching package from someone who had graduated the year before from Awaken, and I love her to this day. But I noticed right off the bat that this type of coaching was different. You don't just sit and talk and at a very surface level. It goes much deeper than that. And one of the first things I noticed was she could tune into me like a radio station, and every word that came out of her mouth was for me and was contoured towards me and what the subject I was being coached on that day. So in a coaching session that I'd given, I was asked, so are you using a really good script right now? Or are you like looking at me, feeling what I feel and like tuned into me? And the latter was true. I was tuned into her. That is one thing that is undeniably different about this type of coaching than any other life coaching. So she could tune into me also to see my roadblocks. We all have things that we want in our life. We all want to be a certain way, some changes that we want to make, or a goal we want to tackle. Well, why aren't we changing? Why aren't we doing it? We have roadblocks in our way, kind of like a big boulder in a river that's stopping the flow, or a roadblock on a road. There are things that it might not be really visible to us why and what those roadblocks are, but that is what was so comforting to me, is I had someone tuned into me side by side with me, holding my hand, saying, oh look, Elysha, this was your block. This is what was keeping you from, like, the subject we were coaching on that day. This is what was keeping you from bringing your full self to the world. It was a fear of failure. Well, after you identify that roadblock, I have been taught so many tools, and she had been too, of how to pick up that boulder and move it so your flow can come back, or move that roadblock off of the road so your potential is so much farther. And after we use those wonderful tools, which you can continue to use for the rest of your life. I loved that. I felt so empowered that everything she taught me in each session I could use forever and teach to my family, and I loved it. I felt really empowered. So after you move that roadblock, you can sit there and say, oh, wow, that was an awesome coaching session. I'm just going to sit here, even though that roadblock's moved. Or you can take bold action and really go past where that roadblock would have kept you. So after each coaching session, I had homework that next week that would get me past that roadblock and moving forward towards that goal that I wanted to achieve. It was awesome because that is what's tangible. You want a tangible result from a coaching practice or a coaching session, not just having a great time for 30 minutes. What I used this coaching for was to clear out some old patterns that I had kind of underneath it all running what I did, and I didn't quite realize it. They were family patterns, they were self patterns that I had picked up. I used these tools for stress, for a really noisy mind. I remember during these last 8 months, there was a time I looked at my husband and I said, Nate, I finally know what it feels like to have a calm mind, and I finally know what it feels like to be enough just the way I am. And that was huge for me. And being enough just the way you are is a platform for change in your life. And it is a base for progression. It doesn't just keep you there because you feel like you're enough. No, when you're enough and whole, that almost like pushes you to your next step rather than feeling broken, and that's why you need change. So that was a huge breakthrough for me. I also used the coaching to step into more of who I am. You know, and when you're growing up, you, as a child, their essences are just shining brightly. But as we grow older, you know, we may have an instance where someone laughs at us when we were doing something. So we pull that part of ourselves back in. Or we really wanted to jump and try something and we fail. Well, we'll bring that part of ourselves back in. Unless we've been taught that failing is awesome. You know, we kind of have layers get put on top of who we really are. So I wanted those layers to come off and joyfully come out and be who I was. I am really, really, really excited to bring my knowledge of whole food nutrition in and add that to my coaching, and also bring my knowledge of essential oils, these beautiful, beautiful things. I had a book land in my possession that I'm so grateful for. It's Emotional Healing Through Essential Oils. So you can use essential oils fabulously for cuts, bruises, physical ailments, but there's an emotional side to it. So I'm really excited to have the tools that I teach people be in partnership with oils to make a radical, huge, huge shift. But I also want to say that I'm a coach. I'm not a therapist, and we all have things that are subjects that are therapy worthy. But I am just a coach, so that's outside of my discipline. If you are ready, though, that you are whole and complete and ready to make change in your life and ready to tackle a goal you've always wanted to and you need some coaching to get there, that is what I do. That is what I do. I'm so, so excited to work with people to become who they're supposed to be here on the earth and to bring their gifts. How many people are we robbing of our gifts if we choose to stay behind our roadblocks? And it doesn't have to be consciously. We may not know what's keeping us from doing something, but we just aren't doing it. So after we move those out of the way and can truly shine who we are and bring our gifts to the world, watch out. That will be an amazing, amazing place to live. So if this coaching is for you, let me know. I am so excited to work with you. I'll bring my full self, you bring your full self, and let's get ready to change both of our lives. So let me know. Have a beautiful day. One thing today is just pick something, one thing that you love about yourself and validate it. And just kind of let that sit with you today. So, have a great day. I love you. Even though I don't know you, I love you. Have a beautiful day, and I'll talk to you soon. Thanks. Bye.